Introduce yourself.
Yuknin Stanislav Olegovich.
Date of birth.
November 23, 89.
Place of birth.
Kurgan City.
Do you voluntarily consent to the publication of this conversation?
Yes.
Why are you here?
I was mobilized. They brought me here.
What did they say?
That is, to protect the civilian population of the city of Donetsk.
Why protect them?
I don't know. That is, Donetsk became. That is, it became part of the Russian Federation. That's why we were ordered to protect civilians.
Have civilians asked you to protect them?
Nobody asked me.
And from whom to protect?
I don't even know from whom. Just like that.
You were told to protect.
Defend and defend the Donetsk region.
From whom?
From the Ukrainians, I don't know.
The first version is from the Ukrainians.
Protect residents from the Nazis.
Who are the Nazis? Sorry, from the Nazis. From whom else?
From some ill-wishers.
From ill-wishers.
From the Americans.
From the Americans.
I don't know anymore.
Okay, let's break this down point by point. From the Americans. How did you imagine it? They tell you, you will protect the residents from the Americans.
Well, I heard that the Americans wanted to build a military base somewhere near Donetsk.
Why do Americans need this?
I don't know. I only heard rumors.
Yes.
That military bases in Ukraine are ready to be formed, and their actions will be aggressively directed towards Russia.
Yes. This is bad?
I think yes.
That is, what is a military base for? In order to attack or for what?
Probably to attack Russia. Well, for some reason they still need to build a military base towards Russia.
Don't you think you are speaking in the future tense? The Americans needed to build a base, and you launched an attack on Ukraine.
We did not attack Ukraine.
No?
We were told to defend Donbass, which had already become part of the Russian Federation.
That is, Russia did not attack Ukraine?
How can I say this?
Tell it like it really is.
We didn't attack, but I don't know how the conflict started.
What happened on the 24th of February 2022?
In fact, our troops.
Yes. Your troops.
They sent troops to Ukraine.
Yes.
In connection with what? I don't know.
We'll get to it. Do you want to know the truth?
Certainly.
You did not attack, but on the 24th you attacked.
As reported in the news, yes, February 24, yes, our troops went towards Ukraine.
They went to Ukraine. They attacked.
To protect Donbass. Because some incomprehensible things have been happening in Donbass since 2014. And for some reason, I don't know, our government decided to help Donbass. It turns out that this is why it happened.
Is the Kyiv region Donbass?
No.
Chernihiv region, Nikolaev region.
I don't know.
Kherson region?
No.
But you entered these areas on February 24th.
All areas?
Imagine, you entered with an army of 180,000 in 6 directions. From the north from fraternal Belarus, from the south and from the east. For you it's the other way around, in short, from the east, north and south.
Yes.
On that moment, your Tsar has not yet included the Donetsk and Lugansk regions in his constitution. He did this later, in the summer of 2022.
2022.
Yes. You asked me, we didn't attack you? Now I'll ask, did you attack us then?
It turns out, yes, we attacked. If we came in from 6 directions, I didn't know about it.
Why weren't you told about this?
Maybe this was talked about in the news?
No.
No?
They said that the troops were in the Kyiv region, and that Kyiv would capitulate in 2 days. Chernihiv will fall in a day. Then, when your troops were defeated, you all left there. Then your troops were defeated in the Kharkiv region, where you abandoned 200 units of equipment. Have you heard about this?
No, I didn't hear that.
It was like that.
We attacked. I don't know why we attacked.
We will try to find out.
Have you said this 1,000 times already? Right?
No, not 1,000, you're somewhere around the 700th. In 2022, you attacked like Nazi Germany did. You're an occupier?
What does it mean?
Direct meaning.
No.
No, why not? Prove it. Do you know what an occupier is?
No.
You do not know?
Well, an occupier occupies something or someone.
That's right, an occupier is an invader.
Yes.
Are you an occupier?
No.
Have you watched films about the Great Patriotic War?
Yes, it is.
Did you like them? Hooray, victory. This whole story.
Yes.
Where the soldier heroically rushed at the tank. For motherland for Stalin. Complete heresy. What were Nazi German soldiers called back then?
Fascists.
Fascists, they were called occupiers because they occupied and captured territories. Why? Because at one time they treacherously, as they say, invaded the territory of the Soviet Union, and the Great Patriotic War began. This happened at 4 in the morning.
I know it.
Yes. If we compare the Great Patriotic War, the Nazis invaded the USSR and were called occupiers. If we compare this with your army, which on the night of February 23rd to 24th treacherously invaded the territory of an independent state in the amount of 180,000 people in 6 directions. No declaration of war. Can you be called occupiers? First, you fired at 80 targets with inaccurate missiles. You fired at peaceful cities, Kharkiv and Chernigov, with landmines and Grad missiles. Uragans.
Why did we do this? Why did our government do this? I can't even understand.
It became interesting, in short, to figure it out. Yes or no?
Interesting.
Yes.
Did they just want to seize territory?
Yes.
For what?
Because you have few territories.
Few? We have enough territory.
Seriously, right? You have huge territories.
140 million.
Wow, you know the population of the country. Do you know the population of Ukraine?
I don't know. Maybe 13 million.
If there are 13 million of us, and plus 8 million went abroad during the war.
Yes.
This is what they say and write all over the world. What prevented your army then?
I don't know.
Let's think about it.
I'm actually wondering why in the 90s. Well, when the USSR collapsed, and countries left the Union. Ukraine, Kazakhstan, Georgia, Armenia. And yet they left.
Chechnya.
Chechnya is part of the Russian Federation.
She was included in the composition by force. The First Chechen War, which you shamefully lost. And then the Second Chechen War, which you won. How did Russia win?
They probably agreed that Kadyrov would become president.
Oh, that's right. They spent a lot of money there. They gave everyone money. And Kadyrov killed his compatriots and bribed everyone. I see that you, unlike many of your other colleagues, were interested in history. Let's try to find the answer. Why the hell does Putin need this?
Here, basically, I don't know why. To be closer to Europe. I do not know why. Coal too. I don't know. Maybe some gas contracts. I don't know either. No. The Sea of Azov is not that big. Don't know.
Population. Add another 40 to 140 million. What do you think? Resources, territories.
But there probably aren't that many resources. Well, I don't know. For me it's just some kind of nonsense. There are so many territories in Russia that no one lives there.
So, maybe, let's come up with it. You can come up with it yourself, as a citizen of Russia. Why the hell are you here? For what? What is the goal? Well, you're unlikely. Maybe explain the meaning of the word denazification? This was said by your king on the 23rd.
Denazification? What is this? Some kind of reset?
Denazification.
Oh, this. I don't know. I don't know why we're here.
Let's go back to 2014. Maybe there is an answer there. In 2014, you broke into Donetsk and Lugansk. You annexed Crimea. Your army did it. Donetsk, Lugansk lived and lived. You should open the mortality statistics for the 8 years you are talking about. 25 people have died in 2021. These are official DNR statistics. 2021. These are official DNR statistics. Can you show them?
I know that the Ukrainians are now shelling. Well, the Ukrainians are shelling Donetsk almost every day. 3 or 4 people became victims. And so on all the time.
Yes, maybe. So what's here?
Constantly.
So what?
Civilians too.
It's okay that 3 days ago you destroyed an entrance in the peaceful city of Uman. 23 corpses, 5 children. Cruise missiles. Is it okay that you killed 300 children in the Mariupol drama theater with high explosive bombs? And Kharkiv, northern Saltovka, residential area, at 4 in the morning 480 salvos from the graduate. Is it called that you don't shoot at civilians? I'm showing you the official statistics. The number of people killed as a result of military action in Ukraine over 8 years. In 2021, 25 people, next year 26. In 2014, 2,084 people. The information above applies exclusively to civilian deaths. This information includes verified information from DNR and LNR representatives. According to a press release from LNR officials, there have been 8 deaths in 2021 and DNR has 1. I looked at statistics today with another prisoner of war. 44 people die every day on Russian roads in traffic accidents. 44 people die on your roads every day. And here at the DNR, 25 people died in a whole year. Was there a war there?
No.
No, this did not suit your king. And he decided to take Kyiv in 3 days. The first prisoners of war with whom we spoke on February 25th a year ago. Vova and I have been talking with prisoners of war for a year now. You were simply told to take food for 3 days.
We were told the same thing 2 or 3 days.
So answer the question, what are you doing here?
I can't know what I'm doing here.
Is this how you can win a war?
No.
When a soldier doesn't know why he's here. When were you told that the war would end?
Nobody said anything.
A soldier must know when he will return home, when there will be victory.
Nobody told us anything. We were simply mobilized and brought here. They didn't say.
What if you refuse?
I don't even know if the imprisonment is about 15 or 10 years.
Cool scheme? What other options did you have?
What else? I could go here to protect civilians.
They wouldn't have to be protected if you hadn't come there.
The way it is.
Interesting?
Yes, a lot of interesting things. What we don't know.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Where is my husband?
Do you consent to the publication of the conversation?
I agree. Show me my husband.
Why are you so impudent? Show me your husband. Why the hell should I?
Because I'm that kind of wife. I love my husband very much.
And so what?
Well, why are you talking to me like that? Why?
Since you speak in a tone that is incomprehensible to me, in some kind of order, I must do something for you. Are you not embarrassed by the current situation?
Wait. Man, do I know who you are? I know perfectly well who you are.
And what?
I know absolutely exactly who you are. At the moment you are a provocateur. For example, you will say that my husband killed at least one Ukrainian at least once. Did he kill at least one?
I did not conduct any examinations with him. I'm not a police officer. He still has everything ahead of him.
Why then? Why then are you telling me why I am like this? Do you even know how he got there? He came there on mobilization. Do you know what mobilization is?
I know.
Did he go there as a volunteer? Did he really come to our government and say, I want to sign a contract? I will go kill Ukrainians. My grandmother is Ukrainian, lives in Odessa. He is a man who absolutely belongs to his state. He is not a volunteer, he is not a contractor, he is nobody. He was called up for military service.
You just said the key words. He is a nobody, and he is completely. He is a nobody. And he completely belongs to his state. Yes, he belongs to your king, and your king wanted and decided that he would go to a foreign country and die in it. This is the whole essence of your country. And when you... Please repeat.
What then is the essence of Ukrainians?
We defend ourselves at home from invaders like you. Can't you understand this? Are you not occupiers? Why are you not occupiers?
Because my husband didn't go to war. My husband went to defend. My husband was told that you will go to defend the territory that already belongs to the Russian Federation.
Have you answered the question of how this territory ended up being part of the Russian Federation?
I do not want to answer.
Give it a try.
I'm telling you, no. What should I answer? Am I the president of this state? Or what? LNR and DNR have been recognized by the Russian Federation. Did you know that a referendum was held? The referendum achieved. That is, an agreement that they want to become part of the Russian Federation. My husband was taken to the territory of the Russian Federation, already to the active territory of the Russian Federation. Yes or no?
This is absolutely not true. You will also say that Crimea was annexed according to the laws and rules. When did you talk to?
I now know that my husband was captured. I ask you to show me my husband.
Here he sits, your husband. He is here. When was the last time you talked to your grandmother from Odessa?
Recently.
When? How recently?
Well, probably 3 weeks ago.
What did she tell you?
She is now in the USA.
She's in the USA, now it's clear. When did she leave for the USA?
Her daughter lives there.
Even before the war?
Before.
Your grandmother is not in Ukraine, let's not talk about it.
She left not so long ago when the war started.
Why did she leave? You are liberators. Why did she leave?
When Maidan began, she left.
In what year did the Maidan begin?
It was 2014.
This means you don't have a grandmother in Ukraine. Your grandmother, she.
My uncle is in Odessa, he didn't leave, he's there.
When did you talk to him? When did you talk to him?
He talks to us absolutely normally.
And what does he say? Well, he says, thank you. Thank you.
I won't talk on camera now.
Does he tell you, thank you for the missiles that are flying towards Odessa, where civilians are dying?
He is not against us, he is not against us.
Tell me his last name, first name, patronymic. I'll find out in 15 minutes and call him.
Hello, honey.
Hello, darling, hello.
How are you doing? Fine?
We are waiting for you. We are waiting for you and love you. We know from day one that you were captured.
Yes.
We are doing everything to get you out of there. Your son is waiting for you, I am waiting for you. We love you very, very much. Stas, you can't even imagine how much we love you.
I love you all too. I love you all too.
Are you all right?
Yes, everything is fine. It's okay.
Yes?
Yes.
Did they knock out your teeth? I found your videos on Telegram, where you give an interview from somewhere in the basement. I saw that your teeth were knocked out and your fingers were broken.
Everything is fine.
Do they use force?
No, everything is okay.
Everything is fine?
It's okay, yeah.
Darling, I will tell you only one thing. Please hold on, my love, we will get you out. Do you think I didn't experience much during the time my husband was in captivity?
I think you haven't experienced anything. Why did my child sit in the basement for the entire year 2022, and you lived there quietly? Answer this question for me, and then I will understand.
What basement was your child in?
In an ordinary basement, so that if a rocket falls, he won't be killed. In a bomb shelter. Why is it because of people like him that my child did not go to school for the entire year 2022?
Why is Ukraine now saying that it is Ukraine and not Russia that is shooting?
Are you even sane? You understand?
Donetsk was shelled 2 days ago, and your people from the DNR say that it was Ukrainians, not Russians.
2 days ago you destroyed the entrance to a residential building in Amman with a rocket. 23 corpses, 5 children. And before that in Dnipro. And before that in Odessa. And before that in Kyiv. And this happens every day. You launch your missiles from the Caspian Sea. Have you gone completely crazy there? Maybe you will open something other than Channel 1? It's unpleasant for me to talk when they tell me. This conversation is about nothing. When a person, there is a brain, and there are zombies. And there are zombies without a brain.
Well, sorry, she's just on edge.
What kind of nerves does she have?
Well, why shouldn't I be on edge?
I don't have a child? We have no children? Why can you go to bed here and not wake up? Because your king decided to destroy the high-rise building. Who are the fascists here? Why the hell did her husband come here? Why the hell is she calling me? Will you ever wake up, Russians? This is the first time I've been so nervous.
Sorry about my wife.
No, because I don't understand how you can call white black. How can she say that? He didn't go to war, he wasn't in the war. You are in captivity. What concept should we live by in this life? Are you a prisoner of war?
Yes.
Am I violating your rights?
No.
I raised my voice, the Red Cross won't like this. But when she says that her husband is not a military man, he joined the army, he was deceived, and he did not go to fight at all. But this is a circus. It's nonsense. You understand this yourself. How it works.
I'm no soldier. I am an ordinary citizen of the Russian Federation.
You are now repeating her words. You are an ordinary citizen who finds himself in captivity as a prisoner of war. Do you know the combatant status? The word is like this.
No.
Combatant, do you know who this is?
No.
This is a man who was in uniform with insignia, openly carried weapons and was captured. They are called combatants.
Yes.
It's not an offensive word. Our military are combatants. Is a policeman combatant?
No, he's a policeman.
No, a firefighter is combatant?
They are not armed.
Yeah, he's unarmed. Why the hell are your idiots taking our firefighters prisoner?
Don't know.
Why take civilian doctors prisoner?
Don't know.
Why take police prisoners?
Probably because they have weapons.
They are not military. Entering the cities on the 24th, you captured everyone you saw. Mayors of cities, deputies of local councils. You took prisoners for yourself. An army of terrorist marauders. She will claim that you are a civilian who did not want to fight. You are a person who did not want to go to prison, so you were sent to die in a foreign country. Excuse me, please, do you have something to say?
No, I think not. Well, and yet I became interested. This whole confusing situation. I'll try to find out more.
Misunderstandings.
I will study history.
You won't search or watch anything. Fine. Will you reach out to your people? According to our tradition, prisoners of war ask their friends, should they come here? What should you take with you?
No. What to take with you? You don't need to take anything with you.
Come and die here.
There's nothing to do here.
Literally, go die and they will give you everything you need. Take the black bag. Introduce yourself.
Konarev Ruslan Bayrovich.
When were you born?
I was born on February 8th of the year 2000.
How old are you?
23.
So you just turned 23 years old.
Yes.
Where were you born?
I am from the village of Markovo, Chukotka Autonomous Okrug.
Your nationality?
Chukcha.
This is the first representative of the Chuchi among the 700 prisoners of war with whom we have already recorded interviews. Do you have a family? Do you have a family?
Yeah. Wife, son, mom, dad, sister.
How old is the son?
3 years.
3?
Yes.
When did you see him?
A year and a half ago. Half.
You haven't seen half of his life. Why is this so?
First, I served 1 year in the draft.
So, you've graduated from high school, studied somewhere else?
I completed 9 grades in the village, then went to the city where I attended 10th and 11th grade college. Then I spent 4 years studying for my major.
Specialty?
System administrator.
Administrator?
Underqualified.
Why? I'm also an administrator.
Yes.
Windows?
I'm a bad administrator.
Or is it Linux?
Windows? We've also studied Linux a little bit, but very little.
The system administrator is our guest. What are we going to talk about? Tell about the last day of life in the occupation forces.
The day of the capture?
Yes.
So, when? We were in a stronghold in a wooded area.
There was no food or water?
Yes, there was a problem with the water. There was a problem with delivery. We could not bring water. We were sitting there. Then they opened fire on us from artillery. Then the assault began, and about 5 people ran away. We 3 were left alone. 1 was wounded and could not walk.
It's clear. So they ran away?
Yes.
Why didn't they help you?
I don't know. We didn't even notice them leave. We were in the most extreme fighting position, at the very bottom, but they somehow slipped through. They were just gone.
I got it.
Yes.
Did you stay? Who stayed? You and?
Me, my brother and another soldier.
Your own brother?
Cousin.
Cousin? You were mobilized together?
Yes.
You've been together all through the war?
After Pavlovka, I was assigned to the airborne assault troops. I ended up in a company with them.
There was a cousin and another wounded man?
Yes, it is.
How many were taken prisoner?
2. No, 4. There were 2 more up ahead.
A brother in captivity?
Yes.
He is here?
Yes.
I got it. All right. How did you get captured? They ran away and you were in the trench. What happened next?
Your troops came, surrounded us and told us to surrender. They threw a grenade into the dugout. We gave up.
It blew up. No one was hurt?
No.
And after that, you gave up?
Yes.
What are you here for?
Mobilized.
It's clear. What goals did you pursue while in Ukraine?
I was given orders, I went, I was already mobilized.
I mean, it's okay to go to a foreign country and kill people. Well, is that okay with you?
I don't know. Well, they interpreted it differently for us.
How was that explained to you?
They explained that this was being done to protect the Russian people, since the Russian language was banned here and Russian speakers were being persecuted. This is what they told us.
Do you care what happens in a foreign country?
I don't know. I've never been interested in it at all. I was just mobilized.
Have you been told we have fascism?
No, they didn't say that.
What else did they tell you besides Russian?
They said he needed to be protected.
Have you seen the population?
Yeah, I saw it.
Did you talk to them?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Did anyone thank you for coming?
No.
Were the people happy with the occupiers?
They were neutral.
Do you understand why they were neutral? If a person behaves impertinently, he is shot or taken somewhere as a prisoner. Is there any logic to these words?
Yes.
If you tell a person with a machine gun to their face what the hell they came here for, a person with a machine gun, such as yourself, might not like it. Do you agree?
Yes.
Yes. And no one thanks you, thank you, liberators, for coming here and destroying our homes and towns. Or did they?
No.
No. So you came to defend the Russian language. Were you in the army when the war started, when the dead and wounded arrived at your military unit?
No, a military unit.
And the Space Force? Okay, I get it. Did airplanes fly to war?
There were no airplanes flying where we were.
No airplanes were flying and you really didn't know what was going on here?
I know what they said on the news.
Have you tried to find out what's really going on?
I was almost not interested in this, I repeat.
You had little interest in it. How did the Chuchi end up as part of the Russian Empire?
How? The Russian Empire came to our land to expand.
Yes.
That's how we ended up in the empire.
They conquered.
Looks like it.
But it's true. In the year 1778 you were captured, bribed your elders, and announced that you would now become part of the empire.
Yes.
That's it. And then you assimilated with the Russians. Yes?
I don't know.
You have become Russians. What's your name?
Ruslan.
Ruslan. What is the most common Chukchi name?
Mostly people were called by their last names. There were no first names.
Last names?
Yes.
Okay. What's the most common Chukchi last name?
Chukchi last name? Dolgansky.
How?
Dolgansky. More often I've heard things like
Dolgansky?
this is similar to the Eastern Lamet people.
It's clear. Russia conquered you, at least he knows, because others say their people wanted to join. Nothing like that, they were just conquered. Can you tell us something about Chukotka? I am interested. I have nothing to do with the Chuchi.
Which is what?
Life.
Living conditions? They used to be mainly reindeer herders, and those who lived on the seashore practiced hunting.
Did you live in a yurt, if that's the correct name?
I didn't live myself. It's called Yaranga.
A what?
Yaranga.
A Yuranga?
Yes. I have not lived, but there are those who still practice reindeer husbandry. They live in yarangs and herd reindeer.
I got it.
Deer breed.
Deer are raised for meat?
Yes.
I got it. Did your wife want to let you go?
No, of course not.
Are there a lot of Chukchis at the front?
Honestly, I don't know exactly how much.
How much approximately?
I don't even know. The Chukchi and many other nationalities live in Chukotka. We recruited everyone, so to speak.
Everyone was taken away. You yourself answered that people didn't want to go. They were taken away.
Maybe some wanted it and some didn't. I can't know about everyone.
I agree. What happens next? Who will win this war?
I don't know.
What do you think?
I really don't know.
You're a military man, you've seen war.
Yeah, I've seen some.
So what?
I really don't know who will win.
What's the wife going to say?
I don't know.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. My name is Dmitro, I am a journalist from Ukraine. I am interviewing, or rather, talking to your husband. Are you going to talk to him?
Yes, I will.
I need your consent to record and publish this conversation.
Yeah, okay, I agree.
Talk, but do not say where you are or who you are with.
Hello, my love.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Everything's fine, but Coley is sick right now.
Is he sick?
Yes.
Strongly?
Relatively.
I'm fine. I'm fine. Waiting for the exchange.
I've been looking, I've been waiting.
Yes?
I knew, I had already found this program, I had seen it, I was hoping you would call me like that.
I kept my promise.
Yeah, okay. How are the parents?
Okay.
Fine?
Yeah, okay.
Tell them I'm fine.
Okay, I'll call and tell you.
It's okay.
Here's the situation. I'm waiting to be exchanged. You should contact the military recruitment office to have me exchanged as soon as possible.
Got it. All right.
Yes.
How's it going in there, everything okay?
Yeah, it's okay.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
I'm learning.
Yes?
Yes.
Successful?
Yes.
All right.
I'll be going into town next week.
It's good. Try your best.
For deuces, are you fed well there?
Yes. Good and tasty.
Amazing. This is the main thing.
Yes. Everything is fine with me. Is our son recovering or not?
He just started getting sick.
Yes, I understood the situation.
In fact, I was sleeping and thought it was some kind of joke. Then I remembered.
Fine.
Something like that. Such situation.
Fine.
Like this. We searched everywhere, I monitored everything.
Didn't you call the military unit?
Yes.
And what did they answer?
They don't say anything, it was expected. They can't say anything.
Check in with them regularly.
Yes.
Wait.
Yes.
What is the name of the channel?
Name is Vladimir.
Vladimir Zolkin.
Yes, I know, I found everything.
Stay tuned for the video.
After everything that happened.
Have you watched other interviews?
Yes, I have watched it.
You were interested, sorry. Do you know that I should ask some question now?
Yes, I saw.
Which question will you choose for yourself?
I don't know.
Well, I don't know either. You heard the questions.
I only watched 2 videos. It was about a girl and a mother. That's all. I didn't look anymore.
Let's choose one of these questions. What did I ask the girl?
I don't remember the video about the girl. I remembered the video about my mother.
What was I asking? So why did you let him go?
I didn't let go, they just took them from us.
How did this happen? What do you mean they took it and took it away?
They told us to pack our things and they took them, then they were taken to the front.
Is that what they said? They picked him up and took him away, so they had no choice?
There was no choice at all. No one came for them, the police simply came for them.
Have you been taken away?
No, but it has happened to others.
Others.
Others?
This has happened to others.
Do you like living like this?
Us?
Yes.
No.
No?
No.
When will your king die?
What?
When will your king die and all this will end?
We do not know, cannot know the fate of a person.
I'll ask it another way. Who will win this war?
We hope for a common peace. I cannot say that either side should win.
After all that people like your husband have done, there will be no common peace. We will destroy your Russia. By the way, your husband is a marauder.
I didn't know.
Now you know. Watch the interview.
Okay, I will take a look.
Did I ask this woman anything else?
She just made some kind of scandal because she couldn't answer that question, that's all.
Yes. I realize that.
I can't even remember what issue of this interview is, but it's not recent.
What are you guys talking about on the news? Victory?
I don't watch the news or TV now.
What are you watching then, if it's no secret?
I rarely watch news, only on Telegram.
Telegram has different types of news. You can, for example, watch Solovyov on Telegram.
I have never watched Solovyov.
What news are you watching? I became very interested.
I was watching RIA Novosti.
RIA Novosti is the same as Solovyov. They talk about victory, you are doing well, we do not abandon our own.
They say it's all good, yes.
We don't abandon our own, although he was abandoned. There are no bodies, everything is fine. All clear.
As always.
Yeah.
Finish?
Yes.
Honey, goodbye, I'm fine.
Bye dear.
I love you, kisses.
I love you, we're waiting for you.
Bye.
Bye, bye, kisses.
Satisfied?
Yeah, they found out what happened to me.
I said so right away. That's good. She'll at least take this video interview and come. And she'll be doing something with them. Is there anything else interesting to add?
Nothing.
No. By tradition, our prisoners of war turn to their fellow citizens. If they want to. Should we go to war here or is it better not to? You can address them publicly.
I don't know what to say. Nothing.
Nothing to say. Taking into account the fact that it was the first time we had a representative of the Chuchi for an interview, I will make a small historical excursion in the course of the conversation. Do you mind?
No.
Maybe you'll learn something interesting yourself. Could it be?
About history?
Yeah, because you don't know her very well. Wait a little while. Why do the Chuchi live so little? Do you know the answer? This is me reading Wikipedia.
No.
That is, I didn't come up with this. The average life expectancy of the Chuchi and Eskimos is short. Doctors see the cause in the fact that Aboriginal people abuse alcohol, smoke a lot, eat poorly, and now also use drugs. Is that true?
Yes. There are some people who have a weak resistance to alcohol. It is addictive. They used to live a long time. In our village, grandmothers were noted for their longevity.
Well, maybe. What else is interesting? The indigenous population of the Chuchi Peninsula is 12.7 of 1,000 people. The total number of Chuchi is 15.8 tenths of 1,000 people. Unfortunately, you are dying out, and on top of that you have been sent to war. Why is Russia doing this to everyone?
I don't know.
Population 15,767. Minus the number of war dead. I think it's actually even less. Something like that. I thought it would be more interesting, but it didn't turn out to be more interesting. But let's note for the sake of history that there are warring Chuchi. What bad things have Ukrainians done to the Chuchi?
I don't know.
Nothing. You see, we have done nothing wrong, and they kill us Ukrainians. Thank you. Your country is good. Or not so much?
I don't know. I was just living.
What would you like to do?
I don't know.
But you're an unqualified administrator?
Yes, bad.
Can you reinstall Windows?
Yes, I'm trained for this.
What did the soldiers talk about among themselves while sitting in the trenches?
Nothing. They were like, holy shit, this is a nightmare.
Difficult?
Yes.
Is ours a good shot?
All right.
There are a lot of dead bodies, I understand.
In general, there were a lot of wounded and killed.
We destroyed your 155th Brigade when they attacked Ugleder. Whole columns of Marines were burned.
They were assigned to the 155th Brigade. It was the 5th Tank Brigade.
But it was destroyed.
Yes. There's even a video on YouTube.
There's video of them driving and blowing themselves up on mines.
Yeah, on mines.
You watched the interview and didn't realize that you shouldn't come here, that you should leave?
They said to bring the guy to the front. Water, food. They sat there and no one could get to them.
Did you take the initiative?
I was told to go.
How much water did you carry?
2 liters and a meal.
How long were they in the trench?
I don't know, but we got there and they said they had probably been without new food for a week.
They starved for a week without food?
They had their own food, but none reached them during the week.
Why was this?
They were probably not familiar with the area.
Ghibli?
I didn't see any bodies along the way.
Sprout?
It's possible.
Consistently sent out and no one could find it?
Looks like this.
Did you have walkie-talkies when you went?
Yes, to communicate with each other.
I got it. Good afternoon.
Hello.
So please introduce yourself.
My name is Eliseev Zakhar Nikolaevich, born in the city of Ussurisk on November 14, 1998.
98th year. How old are you?
24.
You voluntarily consent to the recording and publication of this conversation.
Yes. 5th Army, 127th Division, 394th Motorized Rifle Regiment. Typhoon Squad, known as the Assault Squad. Tell us about your family. Brothers, wife. I am not married. I have no brothers or sisters, except cousins.
Father, mother?
Divorced.
Who did you live with?
With mother.
What is her job?
She is a faculty member in the Department of General Legal Studies.
Also jurisprudence.
Ministry of Internal Affairs. She works as a teacher in the educational unit.
This is interesting. Great, this might be interesting. Do you know the laws?
Not much really.
Do you know your constitution?
Not by heart.
It is not necessary.
Well, unfortunately, I wasn't interested.
Were you captured on the battlefield?
Yes. When performing a combat mission, namely, I went to a position with food and water.
Yes.
I brought all this to the position and should have already returned.
Yes.
The drone spotted me in an open field, and I tried to run away from him.
Yes.
And while I was running away from him, I lost all my bearings. I got lost.
Yes.
Having gotten lost, I went in a direction completely unknown to myself.
You had combat equipment, a machine gun.
Yes, but I had to leave it.
Did you throw everything away?
Yes, because I almost didn't have the strength to run.
You took off your combat kit and magazines to make it easier. How long did you wander?
About 2.5 hours.
That's not a lot.
I had to zigzag.
Why?
I guess I was going in circles. Because when they showed me the place where I was captured, it turned out that I was then walking in a different direction. Not to my positions, but it turned out that I ran in the other direction.
Towards ours.
Yes, that's right.
Don't say exactly true. Fine. So, how were you captured? You wandered.
I wandered, hid in some building, in some barn or private house. It was destroyed. And I heard the speech.
That is.
After half an hour, the sounds were far away. I didn't understand what it was.
Yes.
And I decided to just move on. Subsequently, as a result of my walking, I didn't know where to go then. I heard the phrase, "Stop! Who's coming?" in Ukrainian.
Did you no longer have a weapon?
Then I no longer had a weapon.
And from what I understand, the drone was flying around looking for you all the time.
I can't say for sure, but I had to run away from her for at least an hour. But in the end I reached the position of the Ukrainian Armed Forces soldiers. I heard this phrase. I thought about turning around and running away, but I realized that nowhere to run. As a result, several shots were fired. Shots rang out somewhere very close and I fell. They asked me who I was, if I had a weapon, and so on. That's how I was captured.
What date was it?
It was the 21st of March.
21st of March. That is 3 weeks ago. What direction is this?
It was in the direction of Ugledar.
Ugledar. The month of September. How did you receive the summons?
When I woke up, I opened the door. I didn't even think that anyone could come to me at all.
Yes.
I didn't think about it. Are you Zakhar Nikolaevich? Yes. Here's your summons.
Who?
A man from the military recruitment office, and he had a precinct officer with him.
Yes. What did your mother tell you?
Mom wasn't at home then. She was at work. But in the evening she said, "What to do, we need to get ready."
Reach an agreement?
We made this decision.
That is.
That I will go there.
What did you know about the events in Ukraine by that time?
I heard that in the Donetsk and Lugansk directions, at least according to the news, it was said that everything had been more or less settled, but the troops were still advancing, and so on. I was, roughly speaking, in an information vacuum.
They constantly shout, "Victory."
Yeah, and the news sources are saying, everything's according to plan. That's it. That's all we know, unfortunately.
According to plan?
As they claimed.
It's clear.
According to sources, everything is going according to plan. The de facto offensive is certainly underway, but I would not say that it is as successful as it is being presented.
Who started the war and why is it needed? You, as an educated person. Either way, you know there's always someone who started it.
I suppose that they were looking for a reason for military action. Namely, well, at least as it was said in the media, the rupture of the Minsk agreements. Well, and many, many other reasons. Well, in general, it seems to me that the war, or a special military operation, whatever you want to call it, began because Russia did not want to see Ukraine in the role of his further rival in the NATO bloc and within the European Union. In essence, this is a political war, not an economic one. I don't see any special prerequisites, except, perhaps, for the decommissioning of old equipment and shells that are inconvenient to store.
When did this war start?
The special operation began in 2022, and the fighting in Ukraine. The fighting began, if I'm not mistaken, in 2014.
Right.
After the annexation of Crimea to Russia, as well as after the emergence of separatist sentiments in the Donetsk and Lugansk republics.
I wouldn't say that. Yes, in principle, that's how it is, to my surprise. I'm really surprised. You, in fact, said everything correctly, but in addition to separatist sentiments, I would add after the entry of the regular Russian army into the Donbass before the separatist sentiments. The same columns entered Donbass in 2014. There were career military men like Strelkov Gherkin, and various other representatives of Russia in the Donbass, who started the so-called Russian Spring. In addition to the DNR and LNR, they wanted to create similar organizations in the entire southeast of Ukraine, from Kharkiv Oblast to Odessa Oblast.
Yes.
In 2014, occupying Russian troops entered the independent state of Ukraine. Is this an independent state?
Hard to say. Unfortunately, I have no experience in politics.
I'm about to snap. What the hell kind of politics do you have to be experienced or inexperienced in? Is Belarus an independent country?
Yes, Belarus is an independent country.
Poland?
Also.
Ukraine?
Maybe yes. I can't tell you for sure.
What is the ambiguity? It will be very interesting. Why are Belarus and Poland independent? Is Germany an independent country?
I think no. Not completely. Formally yes. Actually, probably not.
On whom does Germany depend?
Germany and many other countries, in my opinion, make political decisions looking, firstly, at other countries of the Union, and secondly, at the United States of America.
Maybe I'll tell you a military secret, but
it's just that, at least according to rumors, the event called Maidan was sponsored. Well, if not sponsored, then at least. Yes. In general, the money that was sent to organize the Maidan was allegedly paid from the budget of the United States of America.
Please tell me how much money needs to be sent to the Maidan for it to take place, given the fact that I was at the Maidan and no one gave me money? How do you imagine that? 100,000 people gathered there. Was someone standing at the entrance handing out dollars?
No, of course, I meant organizational issues.
What organizational issues?
Maidan is, after all, not one day.
And what?
And people need water, food, a roof over their heads.
The shops are all open. There were quite wealthy people on the Maidan, and there was a layer of the population that parasitized on this and ate for free. And Maidan, well, I had many friends on Maidan whose cars cost $100,000. And they didn't need anything, the cafes were open. And all the rest. What you're saying. This is not entirely clear. Moreover, the lion's share, well, half of the Maidanovites were residents of the city of Kyiv, where the Maidan took place. As a matter of fact, people could go home and return. This is how it happened. Okay, let's put the question differently. How much did America spend on Maidan? $1 million. So that they can buy sausages and water for those people who, well, we're talking about something. This is some kind of nonsense.
At least according to the media.
It's complicated.
But, in addition, at some point I saw a video, presumably from blogger Dmitry Puchkov, popularly known as Goblin.
Yes.
He made a video about Maidan. If I'm not mistaken, about 40 minutes, maybe more.
Can I ask you a question? Dmitry Puchkov, aka the Goblin Fool, who is one of the top 10 propagandists, was he in Ukraine at that moment?
I think no.
Of course he wasn't here. Accordingly, what kind of film could he make without being here? Like this. It's one thing when Vova and I go to some rallies and film with our phones. This was before the war. Our YouTube channel started before the war. How can you, while in Moscow, make a film about what is happening in Kyiv? I can explain it.
I think the film was propaganda.
Well, of course, he took the necessary subjects where. I didn't watch this video. I haven't watched this video, but I know Puchkov's rhetoric. I can say that he took the necessary excerpts from the video in which the police, or rather the militia, and you can see how people throw something at the riot police. In Berkut, loud screams can be heard. Yanukovych go away or something like that, and that's the whole point of the film.
Roughly speaking. I don't remember specific video frames, just inserts, pictures.
I mean, the movie.
Roughly speaking, he was talking about something throughout the movie, showing different pictures.
It's not even a movie.
He showed people on the Maidan. In my opinion, there were, if I'm not mistaken, footage of Berkut fighters, right?
Well, yes.
It seems that's it. And so on.
An hour-long propaganda that people on the Maidan are overthrowing the government.
Yes.
Bingo, what more do you need? But you can't look for the real picture on the internet, because there is Puchkov, who has a confident voice, and he tells how the overthrow of power is happening there. Everything has been proven. Right?
Yes.
Zombies? That's what I call them. Let's get back to the question that interests me, because when I asked you whether Ukraine is an independent country or not, you answered, I don't know. Explain to me what I don't know means.
According to media reports.
Which ones?
Russian media.
Do they have a name?
Lately I was only interested in the news in the Telegram, so I tried not to watch TV.
Okay, on Telegram.
The channel is called Tu Chudesak, that is, roughly speaking, a news channel.
This channel is a pro-Russian swamp. I subscribe to it too. And sometimes I look through it. In order to know how information is presented on the other side. I have several similar channels. What next?
Well, in general.
700,000 subscribers.
Yes, only there was a news channel. Another picture. Yes, here it is, the second one. Actually, in this Telegram channel, they talked about Zelensky there. Allegedly he is a drug addict. I will not say so. I don't know this and I won't say whether it's true or not. Well, other information. It states that all decisions to conduct a special military operation are made in the United States of America, and not in Ukraine, not by the Ukrainian authorities.
Can I ask you?
Yes.
What difference does it make to you which government makes our laws? Or it's simpler, what's going on here? Why do you care what happens here?
I'm not interested. I will say this. I mobilized, or rather, I was mobilized. I didn't want to go to Ukraine.
What did you do to avoid getting here?
Unfortunately, nothing. I didn't have such opportunities.
Have you been told what will happen if you don't go to the military registration and enlistment office?
8 years of strict regime.
You know this is a lie. So far no one has been sent to prison.
No.
Why didn't you find 10 minutes of time to look for this information in Google or Yandex? Why didn't you call some lawyer and get advice, given that your mother worked in the Ministry of Internal Affairs? You worked in the Ministry of Internal Affairs. You there? You know the laws and the Constitution better than other citizens because you worked as a police officer and received training.
There was simply no time to even take any action. The summons to the military registration and enlistment office arrived late in the evening.
You said they gave you a summons this morning. You opened the door.
I woke up. I was sleeping then.
In the evening?
Yes.
And come in the morning?
Yes.
Didn't you have half an hour of time to Google on your phone or at least call someone for advice?
I admit, I was simply shocked.
Shock.
I didn't think I'd end up here.
Please answer the question, why is your country concerned and interested in what is happening here? Even if it doesn't interest you.
I don't have an answer to this question.
No problems in Ussurisk? There are no homeless people, people of low social status. As you said?
People of moral and social low status.
Yes. Everything is fine. Everyone is wearing bows. Everyone is full and happy.
I wouldn't say that.
Everywhere order, pipes, roads, everything is perfect?
In this matter everything is more or less.
No.
As for the rest, I don't know much.
You were a policeman who saw the city and its horrors every day, I'm sure of it.
Not every day, mostly everything was calm.
So I'm talking about this, why your Russian news channels show Ukraine, Ukraine and Ukraine again, and don't show that everything is bad with you. I can take out a laptop and open Google Maps of Ussurisk. I think there will be a lot of streets that need repairs.
Yes, there are such places.
Why do you care about what is happening here in Kyiv? Why are you being brainwashed into thinking that everything is bad with the Ukrainians and that they are controlled by the Americans? So what?
I have no answer.
There is no answer to the question. Is there anything interesting to add or tell? Why don't you want to talk to your mother?
I don't want to talk to my mom because, first of all, like I said, I might cry myself. And I know myself. Because my mother is the most important person to me. In my life, from beginning to end. In addition, the mother has a heart condition. Her heart might not be able to handle it.
Diseased heart. He recorded a voice message. She hasn't looked at it yet. The message was delivered but not viewed.
If.
When she reads and responds, I'll tell you.
Yes, I also wanted to say that if the message is on WhatsApp, she may not view it. Can I use Telegram next time?
Yes, try it.
Thank you.
According to our tradition, prisoners of war turn to their fellow countrymen and friends. They talk about whether they should come here or not. You can refuse.
I'll say something.
Look here.
I'll say this. It's not worth coming here. It's not worth it, No way. I saw what happened to people after being hit by shells, after bullet wounds and so on. This. An extremely unsightly sight. This can happen to absolutely every person who is currently here in Ukraine, by the Russian armed forces. Therefore, if I were the people who want to come here as volunteers, I would, at a minimum, say that it is not worth doing this. Sincerely, it is not worth it.
Yes, thank you.